guys, welcome to my channel. This is just going to be a quick little video tutorial. As the title would suggest, I'm working on speed ramps. If you don't know what a speed ramp is, then you've come to the right place, and I want to go over that today. So let's get started. All right, so there's many different ways to do a speed ramp. So a speed ramp will go from fast to fast again, or vice versa, from slow to a quick speed up to back to a slow. So just work on this first one here. So there's several ways that you can do a speed ramp. So I want to speed into this shot. You can see it kind of moves in quickly. Well, I want that to actually move quick like that in the video. If I just watch it live, notice how it's fairly slow. There really is, there is no, we'll keep the volume off, but there is no quick motion there. I can do it just by going over my playhead like this. So what I'll do, and there's several different ways to do this. I start where I want that speed ramp to start. So just about where things start moving in here. And then what I'll do is I'll click Shift and B. Shift and B. And that then allows, it basically puts a speed split into the clip without splitting the clip. So notice the clip isn't split, but the speed has just been split. So I can then drop down here and I could go 50% on the front, and then the second one I could, go as fast as 2-4 times, put my custom speed in, whatever I would like. So we'll just go 4 here. So we'll go back to normal, and let me spread this out a little more so that we can. So what we'll do is we'll come in here, we'll see. Okay, so I got that good ramp in. I'm gonna shorten that up there. So I can ramp in, and I like that speed there, but when I kind of get to about the toes, before I really get in, I want to slow it down again. So again, I'm going to do Shift B, right about where I want to start. I'll say right at the toes here. We'll click on this clip as a whole, and then we'll do that again. And now we have another clip. I am then going to slow that down, let's say to 50%. We see that it ramps in and slows way down right there, okay? And then what we can do is I'll go ahead and split this clip and get rid of the rest of that. Okay, so let me show you a few things. So that's just generally how you can create, from anywhere in the flow of your work, you can create a speed ramp where you can split the times by using the Shift B controls. So Shift plus B will give you that speed break, or that speed split that you need. And then you can manipulate the times in those as much as you want, and you get that fluid, quick in with a slow down. Now here is where things get a little interesting, because I thought that was kind of it. And oftentimes when you're dealing with speed ramps, it's really hard to see exactly, especially when you're dealing with music or things like that, where the break is, or where exactly you need it to slow down or to speed up, or those type of things. So you get, splitting your clip up, and then as you get everything figured out, you're like, oh, well, that doesn't really match at all. And yet you've already created all of the splits, and now it's hard to, I'd always get frustrated because I wouldn't know how to make the minor adjustments. So I'm going to show you a few things that should help with the minor adjustments to really make it what you envisioned. Okay, the first thing is you'll see these grayed out bars, and you can slide them along this along the timeline. This actually allows you then, as you're coming in, to how much of a ramp you want in and how much of a ramp you want out getting into that next clip. So I could spin a really long ramp here, and it's going to, take that time, and then it's going to go in very quickly. On the opposite side, I can also use a ramp. So there's a ramp in, there's a ramp out of one into the other. So if I want it to be a little smoother, of a transition. I can move those sliders as much as I would like. Now, that's not all. I found this little gem as I was looking through some YouTube videos. Something that you can do. So you can grab a hold of these play slides. So let's say I don't want this at 100%, that as I get into it, I'm like, well, I kind of want to slow it down. I can then slide that over and notice, I'll move this here. Notice as I slide this to the right, that my slow amount gets slower and slower. So now I can come into this and I can match kind of the out. I want to go from slow motion to fast back to slow motion. So I can adjust the speed just by grabbing that without having to go over here and do one of the predetermined speeds or type in a custom speed every single time. It's just a quicker flow as I'm editing. So you have that option. You can grab these playheads wherever and you can adjust those speeds however you would like. So that is very cool. Here's the game changer though. And this is what I really wanted to show you because this changed everything for me. If you double click on the speed transition, you can then click edit. Now all of a sudden you can move that speed clip or where you split that, and you can move that split within your clip. Okay, so as you see, it creates this little movie icon. Now you can move the point to which you want that split to actually take effect. So say in this one, I thought that starting at the toes was a good, a good transition back into the slow motion, but I want to just get a little closer. I can move that over. Now it's moved it right there. Now I can move it over and look at this. This is, I think, way better. Okay, so it kind of does that zoom and it gets a little closer and then stops. So just again, another game changer little tip that no one had ever told me. And all you do is you go to the playhead, you double click, you select edit, and then you can move that split wherever you would like within the clip, and it will adjust it right on the spot. So that's the way that I would regularly edit my speed ramps. And then I don't have any music in here right now, but I like to then match that speed ramp up to some sort of music element. I think that makes it really stand out when the music speeds up or does some kind of whoosh sound or whatever it is. I think speed ramps really work well with a good beat. I did see this way of doing a speed ramp, and I was just going to show you. This isn't how I would, but maybe you're more familiar with this. So what you would do is you would take your clip, okay, the same thing, and what they would do then is they would press R, and then they would highlight the space or the time. So let's say we'll start right here, and we'll go to the feet again right here. And now you have this range that is set. And with that, I can then come in here and then I can slow that down. Okay, I can slow that range down, and you can see here that it's now slowed the range down to 50%. And again, you still have your regular bars. You can do all the same things that I've already shown you. It's just another way, instead of doing the Shift B to split it where you want it, you can actually just drag the range cursor over the part that you want to slow down or speed up. And it could be faster for you. I like to do it the other way, but I thought I'd just share that. And there you go. So the final thing that I'd like to show you is really elementary, I think, but I did not know this until just the other day. So I'd like to let you in on a little secret that I just found out. So let's say you put a transition between two clips. I have two clips out here. Let me move that over. I have two clips right here for us to look at, and I just put a simple cross dissolve. Okay, I need to create a transition here, okay? All right. So here I have a simple cross dissolve between these two clips. All right, that's easy enough. But what I always found difficult, or let's just say we put one on the end here, and we put one over here, okay? So what I always ran into is, what if I got to the end of this and I put it on there and, well, I wanted that clip to just go a little longer, one way or the other. Or maybe the ones in the middle, I wanted to go a little longer. Well, what I'd run into is I'd grab it right here on the side down here, and if I wanted to extend that clip out, it wouldn't allow me. It would actually just extend the transition. And I felt that was really frustrating because then I'd have to undo the transition, then adjust my clip, then put the transition back on. And that was just cumbersome to me. Felt very like this is a very simple fix. Well, here's the thing. I just don't know Final Cut Pro that well, because if you come up here to the top of your transition, you'll see these double lines. And when you grab that, you can now lengthen your clip with the transition on top. Same with any transition here. If you pull this way, you extend the first clip. If you pull this way, you're shortening the first clip or extending or backing up the second clip here to get your clip perfect. So I don't have to then delete the transition, change the length of the individual where I actually want it, and then place that transition back on top. I can actually do that just by grabbing these double lines up top. If you go down to the bottom, then you can extend your transition. That's where you get the lengthening of the transition. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful for you. I know it would have made my editing way, way quicker had I realized that little tip early on. So I'm glad I know it now. Hopefully it'll be beneficial for you. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching this one. Maybe I confused you more than I helped you, but if it helped, go ahead and comment in the description below. Share with friends who use Final Cut Pro. I'm always trying to learn new things, so I'd love to hear your tips and tricks as well. All right, guys. Thanks.